friends. Welcome back to my channel Only Bio. On demand of one of the viewers, today I have come up with the structure of the chromosome. So let's start with this, and this becomes a very important foundation for many more chapters like the genetic basis of inheritance, cell division, the chromosomal basis of inheritance, and so on. Friends, we all know that living organisms are made up of cells. Now, no doubt that the cells are of two types, that is prokaryotic cells and the eukaryotic cells. However, we are not going to consider the prokaryotic cells here. We are going to talk about the eukaryotic cells. Now, why so? The reason is very simple, because prokaryotic cells do not have a well-defined nucleus. This is the reason why we are going to consider only the eukaryotic cells which have a well-defined nucleus. Now, here it is. I've just drawn a plant cell. Now when you observe a particular slide under the microscope, let's say आप एक plant cell को microscope में observe कर रहे हो, तो आपको क्या दिखाई देगा? You would see a cell wall, you would see a prominent nucleus, you would see one more small rounded structure inside the nucleus that is called as a nucleolus, and what you would see is a network of some fiber-like structures which is called as a chromatin network. Now, before we get to the chromatin network, let us even understand that nucleolus, point number one, it is the cell organelle which doesn't have a membrane surrounding it. ये पहला point. Second, the nucleolus is involved in the production of ribosomes and ribosomal RNA. ये चीज़ बहुत सारे टेक्स्ट बुक्स में हाईलाइट की नहीं गई है, इसीलिए इसको ध्यान में रखिएगा, चाहे तो नोट कर लो आप लोग, because this is very important. Now, when you're observing the cell under the microscope, आपको क्या दिखाई देगा? तो आपको ये धागों का एक नेटवर्क दिखाई देगा. I've just brought something for you to understand. Now, this is, you can see, I've got a shaded wool ball in the hand, right? Now, here ये बनाते वक्त मैंने बहुत सारे धागे लिए और एक साथ उसको सिर्फ वाइंड अप करके ये चीज बनाई है. अब जब आप इसको देखते हो, neither you nor me can count the number of fibers present in this. Am I right? Because it's forming up a network. So this is what is exactly the meaning of chromatin network. But the cell, when it would start entering the cell dividing phase, at that time this network opens up to form definite fine thread-like structures like this. So if I take out all the threads, you and me certainly can count the number of threads present in this particular network. What do I mean to say is very simple, that जब आपको network दिखाई दे रहा है, इसका मतलब the cell is not in its dividing stage. But उसी cell के अंदर जब cell division की शुरुआत हो जाएगी, तब ये जो network होगा ये पूरी तरह से खुल जाएगा और ये धागे अलग अलग हो जाएंगे. इन धागों को कहा जाएगा chromosomes. So let's first understand how to define chromosomes. So we can define chromosomes as thread-like structures present in the nucleus and which are the carriers of genes. I repeat, thread-like structures present in the nucleus and which are the carriers of genes. Now what do I mean by that? Chromosomes है क्या? तो धागों जैसे structures. किधर है? न्यूक्लियस में है. और इतने इम्पॉर्टेंट क्यों है? क्योंकि इन पर मौजूद है जीन्स. And what are genes? Now genes are nothing but, we can define a single gene as a segment of DNA which is responsible for inheritance and variations. I repeat, segment of DNA which is responsible for inheritance and variations. chromosomes, the term chromosome was being given by a scientist called as Waldier, but they were discovered by Hofmeister. I repeat, they were discovered by Hofmeister, but the term chromosomes was being given by Waldier. Coming to the next, अब जीन्स जो है, जीन्स को इतना ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस क्यों दिया जाता है कि जीन्स आखिर है क्या? हम जैसे भी हैं, जो भी कैरेक्टर्स हम सब में है, कोई भी ऑर्गेनिज्म में है, वो सब कैरेक्टर्स क्यों है? तो जीन्स की वजह से है. अब जीन्स कैरेक्टर्स को कंट्रोल करते यानी क्या करते हैं? For example, let's say color of the eye. Now the color of the eye, let's say it is brown, black, whatever, it's all controlled by the genes. But that doesn't mean that the gene comes in the eye and gives a color. Gene cells के अंदर न्यूक्लियस में मौजूद है, फिर भी इस कैरेक्टर को कंट्रोल करता है. वो कैसे कंट्रोल करता है? So let us understand. Gene is ultimately what? A segment of DNA. And DNA है किधर? तो DNA is in the nucleus. So here I write DNA. This is in the nucleus. Friends, remember DNA is a macromolecule. Now what I mean by this macro, it's quite a large molecule. So ये DNA जो कि न्यूक्लियस में है, ये न्यूक्लियस से बाहर आराम से आ ही नहीं सकता, पर DNA के पास पूरा इंफॉर्मेशन है. ठीक है, अब डीएनए के पास जो इंफॉर्मेशन है, डीएनए इस इंफॉर्मेशन को दे देता है एमआरएनए के पास. इट गिव्स इट्स इंफॉर्मेशन टू दिस आरएनए, hence it is called as messenger RNA. And this particular process in which the DNA gives its information to mRNA, यानी mRNA मैसेज लेकर के आ रहा है. काय का मैसेज? तो प्रोटीन्स बनवाने का मैसेज कहाँ से लेकर के आ रहा है? तो डीएनए से लेकर के आ रहा है. और इस पर्टिकुलर प्रोसेस को कहा जाता है ट्रांसक्रिप्शन. I repeat, it is called as transcription. अब mRNA जो है वो बना किधर? तो न्यूक्लियस के अंदर. कहाँ से बना? तो डीएनए से बना. और ये इंफॉर्मेशन mRNA ले करके कहाँ पर आएगा? तो it will come towards the ribosomes. And ribosomes are present in the cytoplasm. I repeat, ribosomes are present in the cytoplasm. So this information is brought from the nucleus to the cytoplasm by this RNA, hence it is called as mRNA. Now this information is being brought to the ribosomes, that is cytoplasm, and friends, you know that ribosomes are nothing but the sites of protein synthesis. And as soon as this information is brought to the ribosomes, this information will be used in the synthesis of different proteins. अब इस particular process को हम कहेंगे translation. I repeat, this is called as translation. हिंदी में जैसे हम कहते हैं अनुवाद. So it is translation. Okay. अब mRNA से प्रोटीन्स बनवाने के लिए सिर्फ mRNA नहीं बल्कि और भी बहुत चीजें काम में आएगी. That is rRNA also has a role to play in it. tRNA also has to play a role in it, as well as amino acids have to play a role along with different enzymes as well as ATP. So ये सब चीजें इस्तेमाल होकर प्रोटीन्स बनवाए जाते हैं राइबोसोम्स के अंदर, यानी कि साइटोप्लाज्म के अंदर. और ये जो प्रोटीन्स है ये हर एक कैरेक्टर को कंट्रोल करते हैं. सो फ्रेंड्स, इट्स वेरी सिंपल. अगर डीएनए के पास जो इंफॉर्मेशन है ये अगर चेंज हो जाता है तो बट ऑब्वियसली वो चेंज एमआरएनए में भी होगा, और उसी चेंज को हम देखेंगे राइबोसोम्स के अंदर बनने वाले प्रोटीन्स में भी. और इसी चीज को हम कहते हैं म्यूटेशन, दैट इज द चेंज इन द जेनेटिक मैटर. आई विल गिव यू अ सिंपल एग्जांपल. लेट अस कंसिडर द अल्फाबेट्स R A T. अब ये तीन ही अल्फाबेट्स है. जब मैं सोचो कि ये mRNA है, इमेजिन कीजिएगा कि ये mRNA है और ये इस पर मौजूद नाइट्रोजनस बेसिस है। आर नाम का कोई नाइट्रोजनस बेस नहीं होता, ये एज एन एग्जाम्पल आप कंसिडर कीजिएगा। सो ये जब नाइट्रोजनस बेसिस अगर ये है और इसका कॉम्बिनेशन हम पढ़ते हैं तो इससे वर्ड क्या बनता है, रैट, राइट। अब इन्हीं तीनों अल्फाबेट्स को मैं सिर्फ इंटरचेंज कर देती हूँ एंड देन आई मेक इट TAR एंड द वर्ड फॉर्म दिस टार, जिसका रैट से कोई भी लेना देना नहीं है, राइट। आई चेंज इट वंस अगेन, I change the combination of the words once again and now I write it as ART, that is art. Now these three words no doubt have been formed from the same three alphabets, but their meanings are altogether different from each other. What I mean to say is that भले नाइट्रोजनस बेसिस ये सिर्फ 4 है, पर जैसे जैसे इनका कॉम्बिनेशन जो है इसको चेंज किया जाता है तो बनने वाला प्रोटीन जो है वो भी अलग हो जाता है। I hope you understand this. Okay, so this is what is it. Now friends, there's one more thing I want you all to know. mRNA, सोचो कि ये mRNA इस पर नाइट्रोजनस बेसिस है, ये आपको कब दिखाई देंगे, ये तभी दिखाई देंगे जब mRNA खुला हुआ हो, right? When it is totally open and it is easily accessible, it can be read, right? But this is possible only if the DNA also has transcribed it likewise, right? अगर ये DNA ऐसा ऐसा हो, ये फॉर्म में हो, तो ये चीज बनना is next to impossible. What I mean to say is that DNA से ये सब चीज बनवाने के लिए DNA ने खुलना बहुत ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है और यही चीज होती है सेल डिवीजन के दरमियान। आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस। सो आई टेक यू टू द नेक्स्ट थिंग नाउ एंड दैट इज द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द क्रोमोसोम। लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड दिस। नाउ दिस आई हैव ड्रॉन इज अ सिंगल क्रोमोसोम। व्हाट आर क्रोमोसोम्स? थ्रेड लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स। नाउ यू ऑल नो that every organism has a definite number of chromosomes. Like in human beings, we have 46 chromosomes. Chimpanzees have 48 chromosomes. There's one particular fern, that Ophioglossum reticulatum, it has 1260 chromosomes. Ascaris has 2 chromosomes, right? So there is a difference in the number of chromosomes in every organism and that remains constant for a particular species as well. अगर क्रोमोसोम्स का नंबर कम या ज्यादा हो जाता है तो दैट इज सेड टू बी एन्यूप्लॉइडी। आप वो चीज और किसी चैप्टर की कॉन्टेक्स्ट में हम पढ़ेंगे ना। टू टॉक अबाउट दिस, ये स्ट्रक्चर जो मैंने बनाया है, दिस इज अ क्रोमोसोम, बट व्हेन इज दिस गोइंग टू बी विजिबल? क्या ये चीज हमें हमेशा दिखाई देती है सेल में? तो बिल्कुल नहीं। जब इस सेल के अंदर सेल डिवीजन की शुरुआत हो जाती है, cell division starts and proceeds, then and only then we see this particular structure, that is a chromosome. The word chromosome comes from 2 words, chroma, that is color, and soma, yani body, yani something which is colored, a colored body, a colored filamentous body. That was how it was described earlier. Now this is a chromosome. जैसे मैंने कहा कि ह्यूमन बीइंग्स हैव गॉट 46 chromosomes. That is, we say we have 23 pairs of chromosomes. In human males, we have the combination of 22 autosomal pairs and 1 X and 1 Y chromosome. This is a haploid condition. If you want, I would write pairs here so that there is no confusion. And in the females, now instead of writing 22 pairs here, I am writing 44 autosomes plus XX. I hope you know this, right? Now this is what is a chromosome. The chromosome is covered by a very, very thin sheath that is called as the pellicle. So what is pellicle? It is a protective sheath or cover of the chromosome. Now, on the ends of the chromosome, which are rounded here, the rounded ends of the chromosomes on both the sides have certain DNA sequences in them which are called as the telomeres. I repeat, these are called as the telomeres. Now friends, please remember telomeres have a very very important function to perform. Telomeres, imagine कि ये क्रोमोसोम है, तो ये जो ends है यहाँ और यहाँ, this can be called as a telomere. टेलोमियर की वजह से दो क्रोमोसोम्स आपस में कभी चिपकते नहीं हैं. In other words, telomeres prevents the sticking of the chromosomes with each other. What will happen if the chromosomes stick to each other? In that case, it will result into aneuploidy. But aneuploidy is something which we don't see it frequently. The reason is because the telomeres prevent this from happening. ये एक फंक्शन है टेलोमियर का. और एक दूसरा फंक्शन है टेलोमियर का, टेक्स्ट बुक्स में बहुत ज्यादा क्लियरली दिया हुआ नहीं है. प्लीज रिमेंबर, बट दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. फर्स्ट फंक्शन, इट प्रिवेंट्स द क्रोमोसोम्स टू स्टिक फ्रॉम ईच अदर, thereby preventing aneuploidy. And the second thing that the telomeres do is they help in sticking of the chromosome to the nuclear envelope. We know that in case of eukaryotic nucleus, it is covered by a double membrane. So जो inner nuclear envelope होता है, उसे connect करने के लिए telomeres become important. Coming to the next point, now what we find is this entire structure, that is chromosome. We often find here there are some narrow areas or constrictions. Okay, so this constriction I would call it as the primary constriction, also called as the centromere. I repeat, primary constriction also called as the centromere. अब फ्रेंड्स, आपके दिमाग में यहाँ पर बहुत सारे सवाल होंगे कि मैंने इसको क्यों नहीं लिखा प्राइमरी कंस्ट्रक्शन, इसी को ही क्यों लिखा. देयर इज अ साइंटिफिक रीजन बिहाइंड इट, बिकॉज प्राइमरी कंस्ट्रक्शन या सेंट्रोमियर वो नैरो एरिया होता है जहां पर अंदर क्रोमैटिड्स या जो डीएनए फाइबर्स होते हैं वो आपस में कनेक्टेड होते हैं. सो जहां वो कनेक्टेड होंगे सिर्फ और सिर्फ उसी एरिया को हम कहते हैं सेंट्रोमियर. अब बाकी के जो भी कंस्ट्रक्शंस अगर होते हैं क्रोमोसोम पर, तो दोस आर कॉल्ड एज द सेकेंडरी कंस्ट्रक्शंस. आई रिपीट, it would be called as the secondary constriction. Now, before we talk about the details, let us complete one more point here. The secondary constriction, जिसके आगे एक rounded area होता है, this secondary constriction beyond which we find this rounded area, this rounded area is called as the satellite, also at times called as trabant. Now this word is not there in our textbooks, please remember friends, ये नीट के लिए काफी important है, टेक्स्ट बुक में नहीं है. Okay, so it is either called as a satellite or it is called as a trabant. और जिस सेकेंडरी कंस्ट्रक्शन के आगे सैटेलाइट होता है, उस सेकेंडरी कंस्ट्रक्शन को हम कहते हैं न्यूक्लियोलार ऑर्गेनाइजर. I repeat, it is called as a nucleolar organizer, that is NOR. Now, why is it called as nucleolar organizer? You might have guessed it right, कि it is called as a nucleolar organizer because it has got the information for the production of this nucleolus. And थोड़ी देर पहले मैंने आपको कहा था कि nucleolus is involved in turn in the production of ribosomes and the ribosomal RNA. So nucleolar organizer के पास पूरा information है. काय का information है? तो it has the information to produce the nucleolus and hence it is called as nucleolar organizer. Now ये भी आप लोग याद रखिएगा कि हर एक क्रोमोसोम पर सैटेलाइट नहीं होता. सो जिस क्रोमोसोम पर सैटेलाइट होगा, ऐसे क्रोमोसोम को हम कहते हैं सैटेलाइट क्रोमोसोम. सो अ क्रोमोसोम विद अ सैटेलाइट इज कॉल्ड एज सैट क्रोमोसोम. सो एवरी सैट क्रोमोसोम इज अ क्रोमोसोम, बट एवरी क्रोमोसोम इज नॉट अ सैट क्रोमोसोम. याद रखिएगा. I repeat, every SAT chromosome is a chromosome, but every chromosome is not a SAT chromosome. So that is it. Now coming to the next point, कि अंदर क्या है? अंदर जो दिखाई दे रहा है, you can see some red fibers I have drawn. So these are called as the chromonemata. I repeat, these are called as the chromonemata. Single one can be called as chromonema. And each chromonema represents one DNA molecule. So यहाँ पर दो chromonemata दिखाई दे रहा है, मतलब यहाँ पर दो DNA molecules है. अब आप कहोगे कि why is this particular thing important? Friends, it's very important because the number of DNA molecules present can tell you the stage of the cell division. Okay, so जब एक ही DNA molecule है, मतलब the cell is not divided. If the cell has to divide, the one cell will produce two daughter cells minimum as in case of mitosis, right? So जब एक cell से दो cells बनेंगे, तब दोनों cells में equal DNA जाना जरूरी है. तब DNA अपना खुद का कॉपी बनवाएगा in the S phase of the cell division. और जब S phase में अपनी कॉपी एक DNA मॉलिक्यूल बना लेता है, सिर्फ और सिर्फ तभी हमें यहाँ पर दो थ्रेड्स दिखाई देंगे. Those are the chromonemata which further coil to form the chromatids. I hope you understand. You might have heard about the chromosomes and the chromatids, right? Now before we go to chromatids, let us complete even one more point here. On the surface of the chromosome also we find some rounded swollen projections, protuberances, and these are called as the chromomeres. I repeat, these are called as the chromomeres. अब अपने टेक्स्ट बुक में मेंशन ही नहीं है अदर देन दिस. अपने टेक्स्ट बुक में सिर्फ इतना लिखा हुआ है कि some rounded projections seen on the surface of the chromosome are called as chromomeres. बट असल में क्रोमोमियर वो हिस्सा होता है जहां पर जीन मौजूद है जो कि ट्रांसक्रिप्शनली एक्टिव है. Now what do I mean by transcriptionally active? थोड़ी देर पहले मैंने यहाँ लिखा था कि ट्रांसक्रिप्शन इज नथिंग बट फॉर्मेशन ऑफ mRNA. सो पूरा का पूरा DNA हमेशा mRNA में कन्वर्ट नहीं होता. सो जो होता है वो ट्रांसक्रिप्शनली एक्टिव कहा जाता है. Now many a times students have this confusion कि what is meant by being active and active at one time and inactive at another time. So friends, मैं आपको एक simple example देती हूँ so that you understand it. Imagine कीजिएगा कि you all are watching up a World Cup, right? So you've switched on that television set and you're watching up a World Cup match, maybe on Star Plus, Star Sports, whatever, right? At that time, does it mean कि your TV has only one channel? No. The TV is right now broadcasting up the World Cup on that particular Star Sports. So at that time Star Sports channel was active and the other channels which you might be watching have become inactive, right? So जब आप switch करते हो, let's say कि now you want to watch the news, so you switch on from Star Sports to maybe BBC. So at that time Star Sports becomes inactive and BBC becomes active. So this is what is meant by being activated at some time and getting inactivated at some time. Now, there's one more point I would like you all to know before we go to this. You might have also heard about homologous chromosomes, right? You might have heard about homologous chromosomes. तभी हम यहाँ पर we call or we use the word pairs. Imagine friends that these are the chromosomes that I've got from my father and these are the chromosomes I've got from my mother. Imagine, it becomes easier for anybody to understand. Now imagine now this is the chromosome. I'm talking about this as a chromosome. So does it match with the index finger? No. The middle finger? No. The little finger? No. But does it match with this thumb? Does it match with this thumb? Yes. So they are identical. They are identical not only with respect to their size, shape and structure, but they are also identical with respect to the genes they carry. I've deliberately been wearing it, right? So these are identical. I have used the word identical. They are not only morphologically identical, but they are also genetically identical. And such chromosomes are called as the homologous chromosomes. I repeat, homologous chromosomes. So what are homologous chromosomes? Homologous chromosomes are those chromosomes which are morphologically and genetically identical. I repeat, morphologically and genetically identical. So in case of human beings, there are 22 pairs of homologous chromosomes, right? And those are autosomes, whereas the 23rd pair may or may not be homologous. For example, the females have two X chromosomes, so that becomes a homologous pair. But in case of males, they have XY, that is a heterologous pair. I hope you understand this. Now, there is also something we need to know about the chromatids. Now, when this chromosome, it is further entering up the cell dividing phase, as I have said here, it proceeds. So, at that time, what would happen is, the chromosomes, they undergo condensation. Now, why do the chromosomes undergo condensation? The chromosomes undergo condensation so that they become small, thick, and they are easily read. Okay, so when they undergo condensation, what happens is each chromosome now appears something like this. So this is how the chromosome looks like. So this is one identical half and this is another, and these two will now be called as the sister chromatids. I repeat, these are called as the sister chromatids, which are connected with each other by means of an area that is called as centromere, also called as primary constriction. Now from this, it's very clear that it has one short arm and one long arm. The short arm of the chromosome is called as the P arm, and the long arm of the chromosome is called as the Q arm. P, Q, यही words क्यों लिए, यही alphabets क्यों लिए? The reason behind it is because the word P, the alphabet P is being taken from the word, French word petit, which means small, and Q, which means tail. So the small arm is the P arm and the long arm is the Q arm. Now, coming to the next. जरूरी नहीं है कि centromere हमेशा यहीं पर हो. The position of the centromere differs. Now, before we go to centromere, there's one more thing I would like you all to know. The centromere in turn is covered by an area. This is called as the kinetochore. Many a times in the textbooks we hear that they use the word centromere and kinetochore as if they are synonymous with each other, but that's a mistake. Centromere or kinetochore, there is a difference. Kinetochore is something which covers the centromere. Now, why is kinetochore so important? It is important because it is at this place wherein we find the spindle fibers to be attaching themselves during cell division. कोई धागे धागे जैसे स्ट्रक्चर्स होते सेल डिवीजन के दरमियान बनते हैं, वो अपने आप को यहाँ पर यानी कि काइनेटोकोर को कनेक्ट करते हैं. सो दैट इज द रीजन व्हाई यू हैव टू रिमेंबर काइनेटोकोर इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम सेंट्रोमियर. सेंट्रोमियर को कवर करने वाला हिस्सा इज काइनेटोकोर. दे आर नॉट द सेम. हाउएवर ये याद रखिएगा आप लोग कि सेंट्रोमियर इज प्राइमरी कंस्ट्रक्शन. ओके, नाउ कमिंग टू द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. दीज टू आर द सिस्टर क्रोमैटिड्स. सिस्टर क्रोमैटिड्स के अंदर जो है, those are called as the chromonymata. I guess yes, I have written here. Those are the chromonymata. So please remember, when the cell is not dividing, what we find is the chromatin network. When the cell starts dividing, what we find is the chromosomes. And when the chromosomes, they become condensed during the cell division, let's say in the metaphase. Metaphase is the stage wherein we can study the morphology of the chromosomes. Friends, this point is worth noting because this is often asked in different competitive exams. If you want to study the structure of the chromosome, the perfect stage to study this is the metaphase. And metaphase में the chromosome will show a structure like this with two prominent sister chromatids connected with each other by a centromere. Hope you have understood this, and please like, share, subscribe and hit the bell icon. And yes, following this particular video, I'm going to make a video on packaging of the DNA to understand this better. So please hang on with me, and yes, I'm waiting for the comments in the comment box. Thank you so much.